Hi there. So let's talk about the muscle memory and the true emotion. Like how you can build up your own emotion and what is the difference in market emotion and your own emotion. So let's go down on you know the developing on those details. So let's start in GJ and 15-minute time frame, and let's just start something super simple. Like let's say like when we have this box here above it, so now market is pulling back in that same box, and what was happening, we see what we're gonna see here. So what's the pattern? That's the bullish config pattern here in the candlestick pattern. So market is going higher, market is pulling back all the way here, and now we break a structure, and look what we have actually here. So we have bearish engulfing pattern, candlestick pattern, and that is like in identify we're gonna move now down, but market was going up already here, and already this point, because we have this trend line breaking structure. So this was the manipulation movement. Same thing, we have this rejection high. So the rejection high was broken and retested and close above it, very beautifully. When we have structure break, let's do that. So that was the point here. So that's the simplicity structure here. And now price is broken higher, start going up and down, up and down, up and down. But how we can actually like identify some kind of information through the motion, what can actually like move ourselves, or we get the touch, when we see something we are like, ooh, that thing is like clear, we see something super clear. So the first thing is, in the bottom we have W pattern, we break a structure, and in the top we have M pattern with the breaking structure. Very simplicity things, what we can, those are the things what we keep our mind all the time. Like say example, like we have all this area right now here, under that wick, this is all this free energy right now here, and when the market was back in the same place, you see this beautiful W structure here. Again, the motion, that's like supporting our motion to go higher. So the next thing is, you see the trend line here breaking above and going much more higher. After that W, we have this W structure here, beautifully retested and going higher. So that was one very interesting point. And now we thinking like, okay, but why we was going like so low, how we can identify that thing. So same thing again here is, we have this, when we're gonna bring this one higher now, you see that's the M pattern here. So the next thing here, M pattern, and M pattern, all those three tips here, every single one is M pattern. Like I just do it, it's every single one is M pattern. So now one thing what you can do is, you're gonna box the original movement in, now you're gonna box the rejection zone in. Now is the thing, like when this is, you can think like, oh, we have much more energy to gathering down here. So those can be the reversal points, when the price is back on those areas, not before. When the price is back those areas, and now price is pulling back here, we make this nice W. We have a nice continuation pattern here with nice support here, and going higher. Now this point is very interesting point I want to show you right now. You see we have this W pattern here, but it was fake out movement. So one thing what we don't see the W patterns, you know, on the highest, you know, W's are in the bottom, M patterns are in the top. But right now we have W pattern in the top, and this is like, that's kind of interesting. You know, same thing what was here, we have W pattern on the top. But all those patterns, you know, in the end, they just like, they're moving down. And same thing was here. It's like fake out movements. You know, this pattern and this pattern. Fake out movement. So now in this one here, we have we have a W here. And this was in the bottom, and at the same time if you look at the trend line, you know, it was a retesting, you know, trend line, retested again, and then we go, and same time we create some kind of level of the holder down here. Ooh. So it was all supported right now because of that W pattern here. So now market is going up, and now if you're looking, let's put this, you know, this rejection high here. So this was the rejection high, and what we see above here, like very beautiful M pattern on the top, you know, back in a very you know, simple thing. Now we have this curve here back to the top, and what we see in the top again, you know, we have again W with the M pattern here. You know, those very simple things, you know, like try to figure out all those M and W patterns. Like, it's very good in your muscle memory, because if you already can identify those things inside here, you don't have to throw any more those things in the market, you know, in your chart. You know, you keep your chart clean as possible. And one thing what you can do more, you know, what is already, you know, level higher, but I'm gonna show you anyway. You know, the principle, if when we break that thing, it's breaking, retest it and going back. But what we're gonna retest, so we're gonna retest point of that here. So this is going to be retest point, and right now where is the level of the holder? Like the first one, it's gonna be here. You know, when we have this retest, and this is gonna be the first one. So this is gonna be a nice little 15-minute scalp here after this retest and going back. So at the same time, it was respected by the principle of the rejection high too. And now we see how this market is pulling above here. So we're not gonna delete right now everything, and just leave this one here, and I leave this one here, and I leave this one here. So something what is above gathering the energy. So this is the energy what we're gathering, all the, you know, lows here. You see this rejection one here. So that's and now when you're gonna put all this box above here, and now you're gonna track on the wick high, and this one. So this is your Fibonacci extension manipulation area. You know, when you have Fibonacci and you have the extension zones, but you have like the original extension zones. Let's say you have this one. So this is your regular one, but above here is actually those manipulation zones too. I don't use those things, but those are actually here. Maybe I even have when I in the back in the days 261. I don't have those one anymore here, but those are gonna be the extension zones. So let's say the market is gonna, you know, doing something like that. So that's gonna be this one, and then market is going here, going down here. So market can go back in a these places, and now doing like that. You know, that's the like the extension of the Fibonacci, and now you can actually gathering this, you know, extension of that, so you can actually realize this can be the pullback move or market reversal move and going downside. And the same time, like when we was doing, we have this M pattern here, and the principle is breaking, retesting, and going lower. So right now, when this is gonna be retest point here, what was market was doing retest here, so now this can be your take profit, or this can be your take profit. Your nice little scalp. When you're going in here, your stop loss gonna be something here, your first take profit, and your second take profit. You know, 94.9 risk reward ratio. Nice little trade here. You know, absolutely perfect. You know, why not? Like when your principles and emotion and everything plays out, so why not to take those kind of trades? You know, like it's a, you know, it's you're mastering your scalp mindset. About trend lines, you see how emotion is actually stuck in between this trend line. So now we break above it and we try to hold it, but we actually, like, you see this perfect curve actually here straight away, how price is just melting down. You know, it's a very perfect place there. And now retest it again. So now we make this box here, so now we retest it, and now we're gonna go. And if you look in the rejection zone here, so we break the rejection zone, retest, deeper retest, and then we're gonna go. And same thing, you can just, you know, leveling all those things up. It's like, you know, the mini ones, not the major ones, but the minor ones. You see how the market is just building up, you know, above and above and above and above. You know, you have those different zones and market just building up. Like this one. So we have this original zone here. So and you see, you know, you can put your equilibrium here, and you see how the motion is going, you know, below, above, below, and going below, and try to, you know, go back, and then it's going. But now you see how emotion is going back into that zone, breaking that zone, retest that zone, and now it's going back to that zone and equilibrium point. You know, very important points here. Same thing, it is the perfect Fibonacci movement here. Same time respecting the Fibonacci principles. And if you're looking here, and better. Like this one here, like news power, totally manipulation. But same time, if you're using the Fibonacci principle in the last rejection high, and this one, you know, it's now you're thinking like, it is the manipulation news or no? Because if you look in the principle, it was respecting perfectly. So again, I don't know there. That's the thing what you have to figure out yourself. Oh, here is very interesting piece of information. So when we're gonna drag on the original zone, so the original zone is when we have this first movement, we have this first eye and the first pullback. So after that, you know, prices start, you know, moving between those zones. But now I want to show you the first rejection zone, what we make here, and what was happening here and what was happening here. you know, when we just do those two zones, you know, the picture is much more beautiful what we see. And the first thing what we see straight away, we have this, you know, and when we're gonna zoom in now in this price action, you see how the price actually we have impulse candlestick close under, and then huge nice beautiful retest back in that zone, and after that we actually breaking the lows. You know, it's kind of interesting, you know, we try to break above it but we fail it, and now we break all the lows, you know, like all those lows what we have here, you know, this movement actually break all the lows. That's a bit of good information to, you know, have in the back pocket if you wanna, you know, look for the next trades. And now when the price is going, so here price is same thing, ranging, and now price is going higher, retest it, try to break above it and fail it, like huge impulse candlestick, retest the box again. Now we have this trend line breaking down, going above, try to break above it, something what was here, you know, beautiful range. Market is now taking this one out here, so that piece energy what we have left in that candlestick, so market was taking that out, shooting up, and now is the very important point here where we see straight away, you know, first of all we see this trend line, and the second of all again we have this W pattern here in the highs, you know, W pattern in the highs, and then we see the same thing again when the market just, you know, just going around, same thing here, you know, that we see before, you know, it's all the time there. And then we have, you know, raging box again and just broken below, and now like when we see the same Fibonacci principle what we see before, this is actually retesting the box here. You know, when you have this journey here, so to take in this trade, you know, it is kind of like, how to say, you have much more information, or you know, you are ready to action basically. If you see the action, you are already ready because you know all this, you know, this is emotional story here, you know, it's, you know, how the emotions works, you know, you have to master your own emotion to understanding what's happening here. Like here we have like nice W in the bottom, you know, like market is full of those, you know, those philosophy patterns, you know, those deep ones, you know, the clouds of muscle memory. You know, you have clouds of muscle memory, those give you the more clarity in your muscle memory. Let's say when your muscle memory is, you know, a bit cloudy, you know, those are the journey what you have to follow, and more better your muscle memory is, you know, more sharper and better, you don't have to use anymore those, I'm looking just at chart, you know, in right now in that particular time, but this is what I'm seeing when I'm looking the chart, you know. And you know, even here, you know, we have this M pattern here. You know, here is kind of same thing what we just made down here. So when we have this original movement here, so this was our original movement, then we move down. So there is like, you know, when we're gonna put this one, we're gonna box this one, you know, here. So now you see, let's put those rejection lows here. So now we have these rejection lows, market is going down here, again we have box here, breaking above, going back here, same thing, all those wicks down here, market is trying to go, you know, higher, and soon as when we break this one, we try to break it, but what was happening, after that we just same thing, we break those lows here, you know. And now again, zoom in again, W pattern in the bottom, but you see we actually break it, retest it, and now we fail it, you know. We fail, we break the lows again, you know. We break this low now here. So that's why we have to be patient and not, you know, oh, market is going now, let's go in. No, we have to go like every single one who want to bought here, like market was just playing with your emotion and then take every single one out. Yeah. And if you look at the trend line here, that's a trend line, you know, break above it, retest it, and huge movement downside. Then we have this level of the holder opposite sides, you know, we try to break it, impossible, and just breaking downside. Same thing here, this trend line, breaking downside, retest it, and going back again. Continuation pattern. When we're gonna do now the original zone here, so this is our original zone. Now you see like when the price was below and price was above it, you know, you see the behavior of the motion here like perfectly. Same thing here, when you're gonna box this original zone in, you know, that those are the trying points, you know, like, you know, when we have box, you know, the only thing what we can do is breaking, going higher, breaking or going lower, you know, those are the only things what can do. But all those places, those are gonna be the manipulation places like all the time, and we have to understand those things. Like we have to understand, otherwise we just get stop out, stop out, stop out, stop out, you know. Same thing, now we have another continuation pattern here. You know, the price is actually telling us every single thing, you know, all the time, and we have to keep our thing super simple, you know, and we have to follow the journey, and the journey is emotion. And if you follow the emotion and you understand it, like there is no problem to actually take some good trades, you know. Like, come on, you know, we have to go back to the very simple things, you know, like very simple things. You know, it's a good journey. It's a pure muscle memory, and just go and go and go. You know, looking those places where we want to break and where we're going lower, and more you look in those places, more you're understanding. Let's say this level of the holder here. You see how we, you know, when the price is going lower, how emotion try to break above it again, but you know we fail. You know, you look at this trend line here, like price was you know, that this trend line was supporting that price, and now we're breaking the retest and then going lower, and now the price wanna break it again, and the same thing. You know, we have the same principle again, like you know, mirroring the other sides, and now we break it, retest it, and go much lower. Like when you look at this rejection zone, breaking with the doji, retest it, and just going smoothly. You know, the trend line is going something here, you know, to bouncing, and again this point here, you know, you see already straight away we have this you know, this block here what was retested in the other side. Again, you know, the manipulation movement we have to figure out, because you know, when our emotion is going, like say up and down, and when something happens like you know, that means it's very negative news, or we see something negative, or we hear something negative. So how we found now support of, you know, in that kind of range here, to actually go back in a, you know, in our normal range, you know, the normal range what was here. So that means we need something you know, good, or we need something, you know, what is supporting our thought, or we can just balancing that thing out, you know. if you're gonna balance that thing out, that means we have two sides, you know. We have one is 50 and other one is 50, you know, and we have to balancing those two things out. And when we're gonna do that, so we're gonna do something like that, and now we are back in the same place, you know. It's and if you're looking now here, you know, we have this W pattern here. You know, we have to master our emotion, and we have to understanding in deeper level of our own emotions. You know, it's like okay, let's do something. What is here? I know it's just going up and up and up and up. That's crazy, actually. You know, and why the forex market is actually, you know, much more emotional market, or how to say that. And that's why, you know, the emotional principles and the emotional movements actually working much better out in forex market, like much better. Let's look like we have those patterns here. You know, like let's say we break this trend line right now and retest it. So the principle is retested and breaking those lows again. But what was happening? You know, the price, you know, going above that box actually. You know, now you, like, let's say you want to sell here, but now if you look in that candlestick will close above that box and retest that box, then you're like, no, like we disrespect that principle now. You know, we disrespect the principle what is breaking the structure, going up and starting breaking all those lows here. You know, we disrespect that principle. That's, you know, there is another, how to say that, you know. And when you go with the level of the holder, this one, so we have to understand, like we have to stop our, you know, thinking, okay, I want to sell now. You know, we have to stop that emotion, and we have to start looking the information what is in left side, and, you know, clear our mind, you know. So this was our first indicator, like we don't go, you know, the price don't want to go in short. So this was the first indicator. Then you're going back, take your level of the holder, and now you see we break that again and retest it nicely. So this can be, you know, very good entry. So now the price is going above again. We have this box, you know, price is breaking above, retested and going higher, you know, absolutely perfectly. So now we have price is going higher, going lower, you know. And when you're looking at those, this kind of structure here, but you know, when you look in this structure here, and now we're not gonna go back in this structure here, you see we have the exactly the same movement play, but you know, right now the market was, you know, kind of fake out. The market was, you know, pushing price downside to get that principle activate, so the people start selling. But if you look in this price action and going back now here, you see we have exactly those 3 points here, but right now what you see, you know, the price is actually going opposite side. You know, the before price was actually going here, going downside, breaking, retested, and then was going higher. So now it's interesting to actually look that we have the same price action, but now we have different play. You know, we break above it, retest it, and going higher. You know, we have to remember all the time, like what is, you know, what was happening before and before and before. You know, all the information what we have left, you know, it's a left side. You know, that's our, you know, that's our book what we read. You know, that's our guiding book, or, you know, the information of the journey. Like when we read that book, we know what kind of behavior, what kind of patterns, what kind of emotions, and what, you know, what we disrespect or respect, you know, all those zones or those blocks what we build up. All those boxes, same thing when we build up the motion, you know, like that's our normal emotion, and then let's say we gonna take some risk, and now we have to balance that risk out. That's we have to go and touch those points, because we have to, you know, we have to realize, okay, we're gonna do it now, you know, and now we're gonna go higher. And it's the same thing, you know, we have this box here, so we retest that box, and now when we're gonna put our body in the new position, in the new place, you know, now we are back in the same place, you know. So now we like look around here, and now we have the new opportunity, like when we're gonna take the risk, we're gonna go higher again, retest it, and we are again in this, you know, in the new box, in the new era, you know. And let's say now, like let's say now we are the much more higher, and we feel like, oh, actually, like this new zone is gonna be like crazy zone. Let's go back in the original zone, and let's, you know, let's have some breathing area, and let's gathering some more, you know, energy. So now you're going back here, and now you're going back in a new place, you know. So this was the this gonna be the new era, this gonna be the new box where we wanna be. And now the motion is starting playing around here. You're gonna, you know, you're gonna look around, and you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna figure, you know, this is the, you know, that's the simple explanation of your own emotion, like how emotion is moving on the boxes to boxes, you know, all those boxes what we're gonna make here, you know. We have to feel those boxes, and we have to, like, literally, you know, we have to put our own emotion inside that box to feel what those candlesticks actually tell us. It's a very important thing to, you know, feel the market, you know, go with the market flow and just feel it. You know, the same thing, like how I'm taking right now the trade is, it's kind of the same thing. Like people say, it's like, oh, we have that strategy, and we have that strategy, and we have that strategy. Like most likely every single person who tells you like we have that strategy, I think they don't actually understand what they kind of told you, you know. Because the real traders, the original traders, like we don't trade any kind of strategies, you know. We looking, we feel it, we see it, and we take the action, because every single trade is different. Like absolutely every single trade is different. Like when, you know, when every single trade is different, so how you can trade your own strategy when every single trade is different. And now a very big point is understanding actually that, you know, every single market is different behavior, you know. The British pound, Japanese yen is different behavior, Euro USD is different behavior, USD CAD is different behavior, gold is different behavior. Like every single market is different behavior, you know. Like they all behave differently, every single market, and we have to understand those things to able to take a good trades. And but those are the things how you actually can mastering your muscle memory. And what I'm, you know, recommend to do, just go so much back and just go, you know, step by step, and just look what this market actually wants to tell you, you know. Like even here, you know, we have this, like if you now bring this one here, you know, we straight away see those, you know, points, you know, where market was breaking, retesting, then going higher, retested again, then going higher. You know, you can already, you know, see some kind of movements, you know. And this same trend line, you can put this one here, you know. This is already picture in your memory when you see this kind of movements, and that's help you take another trade, you know, the next trade. you know, it's like you have more confirmation. You just go and try to, you know, figure out and put some words behind those actions. It's very important. You know, all those continuation patterns, you know, we kind of like a little bit like going lower and then we're going above, and then we have, you know, another new box here. You know, price was going back after here, and then we're going higher, and then we have another new box here, and then we have another new box here. When you look at the market structure, you know, we're moving all those boxes all the time, and market is like kind of like retesting. And you know, when the market is going back after in those, like this zone what we create here, it's like the memory box, you know. When the price is going back in the same box, we like, it's like reminds you of memory. And the same thing, it reminds you of memory, like when we're going back in after those places, like you have to turn this information around different patterns, how we can use this same information in real life. You know, it's the same thing. More patterns you see in this real life, more deeper and more information and more better you have, you wanna explain something. Or you know, when you talk with the person, you know, you kind of like step in the other, you know, person's shoes, and you can see exactly actually what he's talking about, you know, like, and you can actually feel it, and then you can actually start with conversation with supporting words and supporting patterns. That's how the philosophy is working in psychology. It's you know, we have to understand and realize those things. So I'm gonna finish now today this video. This is gonna be our muscle memory vol 3. How to, you know, learn the muscle memory, and just, you know, we have to do that thing by daily to, you know, resonate those patterns and behavior movements and the muscle memory, to clear our muscle memory. Like I'm still doing the same things in right now, you know, but it's much more cleaner for me now to see the next movements. But this is British pounds, Japanese yen, 50-minute time frame, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Thank you, ciao.